Now at 11, a record holiday travel weekend disrupted by severe winter weather. Plus, how shoppers in Vancouver are navigating Main Street for Small Business Saturday despite some heavy construction.
Since 9:30 this morning, which is before my open hours, I've been busy.
And it's the kickoff weekend of several holiday events, including at Portland's famous outdoor sanctuary.
Oh, it's really fun. We've never really seen this many lights before.
We're going to start things off tonight with breaking news out of Central California, where a mass shooting left 4 people dead and more than a dozen hurt. The San Joaquin Sheriff's Office believes it was a targeted incident that happened just before 6 tonight in Stockton. The town's vice mayor said the shooters targeted a child's birthday party. The victims range from juveniles to adults, but no specific ages were released.
It is unfathomable that there are young children who are harmed, that there is anybody who is harmed in this, and our hearts go out to those victims, to their families, and to our community.
No one has been arrested at this point. Multiple law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, are helping with the investigation. We'll keep you updated on any new developments. Well, turning now to our weather here locally. For the first time this long holiday weekend, we finally got a dry day, and the good news is going to continue into Sunday as well. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri has more on what the early part of December is going to look like. Joe?
Hey there, John. Yeah, we have one more day left of November, and then Monday starts December, and we're going to be looking at some cool conditions starting off tomorrow as we get ready to wrap up the long holiday weekend. Areas of morning frost as well as some areas of fog as well. Visibility is good, anywhere from 8 to 10 miles here locally. The central and southern part of the Willamette Valley will be seeing more of the dense fog. So it will be a chilly start. Again, we haven't seen temperatures dip below or at freezing so far this fall, and I think that holds true for tomorrow, but it will be cold with temperatures starting off tomorrow morning in the mid to the upper 30s. But you can kind of see this arcing of the clouds. Well, that's kind of indicative of a ridge of high pressure that's going to develop. There is an upper level trough that has been bringing in a little bit of some light showers throughout the Cascades and over into the Blue Mountains. Just a nice little light dusting outside Timberline Lodge this evening. Pioneer Park building camera, we're looking at temperatures right now in the mid 40s in downtown Portland with overcast skies. And if you have to travel anywhere tomorrow, you're not going to be having any issues despite some of the snowfall. It is very light. It won't be impacting your travel plans as people get ready to wrap up the long holiday weekend. I'll talk more about your detailed forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Joe, we'll see you later in the show. Thank you. A powerful winter blast is putting millions across the country on alert and causing major headaches during the busiest travel weekend of the year. Much of the Midwest getting hit with several inches of snow, in some cases a foot or more. So far, 2 flights from PDX to Chicago have been canceled, as well as 3 arriving flights. NBC's Valerie Castro reports.
Winter weather hitting at the heart of the holiday travel rush as many start heading home. A winter chill settling in for 50 million people from Utah to upstate New York. The Chicago area hit with several inches of snow. Weather there bringing airports to a standstill, with ground stops and delays lasting hours.
Stressful.
More than 1,000 cancellations at O'Hare Airport. This family trying to get to Miami in time for a cruise, a surprise for their mother's birthday.
It's been terrible. We woke up, the flight has been delayed 3 times.
We're just going to be stuck here and wait. We've taken a chance.
And adding to the chaos, Airbus announcing its family of A320 aircrafts were found to have a software issue affecting critical flight control systems.
It's going to require an inspection and software update. The operators, the airlines, are scrambling to get that done.
The FAA calling on U.S. airlines to implement fixes by Sunday. On the roads, treacherous driving conditions with crews cleaning up after this Indiana semi rolled over. Elsewhere in the state, authorities advising drivers to stay home while responding to this crash.
This is about a 20 to 30 car pileup right here that's unnecessary. People just need to drive smart when the snow starts falling, reduce your speed, make sure you're buckled up.
In Nebraska today, transportation officials sharing these images of crashes throughout the state, at times closing highways, and drivers in Ohio dealing with snow-packed roads and low visibility. For those staring down travel troubles, some words of wisdom.
You'll get to where you're going eventually.
Focusing on PDX, the Port of Portland expected about 367,000 people to pass through the airport through the Thanksgiving holiday. That's a slight increase from last year's 350,000 travelers. The peak travel days are expected to be tomorrow and Monday. New tonight out of Hillsborough, the Washington County Sheriff's Office is investigating a deadly hit-and-run crash. They say a pedestrian was hit on Southwest Minter Bridge Road just after 6 tonight, north of the Tualatin River. At this point, there's no description of the suspect or their car, and the victim has not been identified. And new tonight out of Cowlitz County, the Sheriff's Office is urging safety near railroad tracks after 2 different crashes involving trains and cars. The first happened around 9 this morning along Pleasant Hill Road in Kelso near Horseshoe Bend Estates. The driver had to be airlifted to the hospital with serious injuries. The second just before 9 tonight near Flat Road and Sakari Lane. Everyone was out of the car before the train hit it. A local movie theater was evacuated earlier today due to a gas leak. Portland Fire and Rescue said it happened inside the Hollywood Theater around 2 this afternoon. An issue with one of the building's furnaces let gas flow into the building. The situation was resolved with the help of Northwest Natural about 30 minutes later. The theater said screenings continued as normal. Today is Small Business Saturday. In Vancouver, people were out and about getting their shopping done, and the city is lifting some roadblocks to try and make it a little bit easier. Construction has been underway to improve Main Street since January of this year, but it's on pause for now. Jay Coulter brings us the story from downtown Vancouver.
Small businesses we spoke to say that the construction on Main Street has hurt their business this past year, but they say they are thankful for the support they've gotten from the community this Small Business Saturday.
The holiday season can either make or break your year.
It's been wonderful, and people are excited to come down here.
Molly McKenzie owns Mackenzie's Treasures, an antique jewelry shop downtown. She says this Small Business Saturday, she had customers right when she opened, which was a welcome change after she says business has been slow this past year due to the Main Street construction.
It has affected our business a lot with people not being able to get through all the streets and finding places to park and such. And any time there's any traffic or any street closed off, it's not very inviting to people.
The city halted Main Street construction on Thanksgiving, and it will remain paused until New Year's Day.
Their ability to open it up for us and making it more walking friendly and car friendly through this holiday season is really important and a blessing in my opinion.
Mackenzie says she's thrilled because the holiday season is when she and a lot of small businesses make their money.
There might be 2 months that I am not making the same amount as my winter months, and I have to then compensate it or dip into the business savings to pay for our retail spaces and everything like that.
Just down the road, Wild Fern Boutique owner Deanna Gaines says while the pause is helpful, this year will track behind years past.
Our holiday is just going to be scrunched into like a few weeks rather than a month and a half, the month and a half rush that we usually see.
Downtown Vancouver resident Laura Webster made it a point to shop around at small businesses Saturday to show her support for the community.
The restaurants can't survive if there's not people down here doing anything, and so it just makes it much more lively and welcoming to even be in the area than if you're going to drive to Target and do everything there.
Jay Coulter, KGW News.
From surging import costs to a shortage of affordable loans, small business owners in Washington are facing mounting pressure. Yvonne Rodriguez explains they're hunkering down while trying to remain optimistic.
Doug Scheffel's experience as a small business owner is similar to many others across the country this year.
In a small business world, everything is cash. It's everything you worry about. And I just see all the costs rising.
Scheffel is the co-owner of family-run ETM Manufacturing in Massachusetts. Back in April, he says he laid off about a quarter of his employees as the Trump administration's tariff rollout dented demand for the machine parts and sheet metal his company sells.
It just has become almost impossible to plan and be thoughtful about our workforce, be thoughtful about the how we pay those people, how we employ them.
Beyond the economic uncertainty small businesses are facing, Aaron Terrazas, an economist for Point, says another challenge is accessing financing.
Credit conditions, bank lending conditions for small businesses have tightened now for 13 consecutive quarters. I think that's probably going to continue.
The average rate on a new urban small business term loan was over 7% at the end of last year, according to the Kansas City Fed. But many small businesses face rates well north of 10%. All of that adds stress on businesses and its people.
if you're spending all your time worrying about how to get your payables in line, your cash in line, and you're taking out really expensive debt to cover those gaps, it's hard to think about growth because you just can't afford it.